Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about a crossroads, a time where somebody realizes, okay, I'm going to have to make a choice. I can't really ignore this, or this isn't going away. And the choice is Four of Swords or Four of Cups. So 444 could be important, or you've been seeing 44. But this is clearly saying you either want to work on this or you're going to, ignore it, walk away from it. There's, I think, for some of you, a need to work between two people. And for others of you, this is somebody who has something they have to work on for themselves. Therapy could be important. Prioritization of, how you use your free time could be important. Having conversation with family members. But it feels to me like this could be partially motivated by the fact that we're heading into the holiday season. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Oh, that's it? There we go. It's a little bit more. Hello, Mona. Hello, Kristen. How you doing? Happy Saturday, everyone. I am still offering the $25 rest of the year. See what's going to be on the horizon for you. And then I have a number of different offerings. If you just want a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. I'm going to dig in with the situations deck. Let's see what else we've got for you. And I'm probably going to do something special. I've got to figure out what actual day it is. It's either the 28th, the 29th, or the 30th of this month is my 3-year on YouTube. So I'm going to do something fun. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing an Ask Me Anything, but that's probably signing myself up for some problems. If you want that, you better comment that. And I might miss it in the live chat, so commenting on the regular video is better. But I'm going to do something for the 3-year. All right. So as I mentioned, a conversation is important to be had. The issue is we have the divine masculine coming out in the reverse. So there's somebody here that has a block between them and this ability to ascend or become, who they're supposed to be. Remember, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So this could be anybody. But there's a conversation they've been avoiding because they know it's going to put them in a difficult situation with Archangel Michael in the reverse. They feel like it puts them in a risky position. So maybe they know somebody's mad at them. Maybe they know that they have hurt someone, but they've been avoiding this conversation. Hello, Illuminati. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Tracy. How's it going, Katie? Hello, Jess. How are you? We've got the alien card, which says telepathic dreams songs. We have single current status available. But we have somebody, these two came out together for a reason. It's like, hey, guess what? I know that you're a free agent. I know you're able to do what you need to do. You're able to make the decisions for your life that you need to. There's nothing holding you back, right? But this person is avoiding this conversation. It's probably a romantic conversation or a romantic connection, but it doesn't have to be. This single card can be talking more so about somebody having the time. I might normally be really busy, and so I've been, avoiding this conversation, but now I'm avoiding it because I don't want to have a conversation. And I might be telling you that I don't have any availability. Oh, I got availability. I just don't know how to talk to you. So take it how it resonates. But this is somebody who doesn't want to take the trash out, even though it's stinky. There's flies all over it. This person's avoiding taking out the trash, doing something that they need to do. So this could be something they need to end. But there's definitely a conversation that has to happen. So it could be, I need to end a friendship. I need to end a relationship. but we already have somebody who's single. So I think it's probably more so an apology. I'm sorry for how I treated you, or I'm sorry that this is how it went. Wasn't really seeing things clearly at the time, kind of seems to be the sentiment. This is the Morgan Greer. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Hello, Osiris. How are you? Osiris, you're asking how the readings work. So what I do, it's really important for you to email me so that I have a good understanding of what you're looking for in terms of the reading. I offer, till the end of the month, 2 questions for $10. They have to go through, as far as payments, PayPal or Cash App. And then what I do is you would see me like I'm sitting here for the live stream, but I do your personal reading. I record it ahead of time, and then I upload it as an unlisted video. What that means is nobody can access that personal reading except for those that have the link. So then I follow up to the email with the link to your unlisted video, and you can watch it as many times as you want, or whenever you want. There's no ads on those videos, which is kind of nice. I don't want to make you pay for it twice, but that's how I do readings. And the other options range from 15 to 20 minutes long to 45 to 55 minutes long. And I have made an exception or two and done longer readings for people that have a little bit more on their plate. We have the Four of Cups coming out again, which is kind of insane. If you think about it, I've only pulled 4 cards from 2 tarot decks. And for there to be a repeat, I need a statistician. But Osiris, are you asking if I do questions during the live? I try to avoid that. I just want to make sure that I don't get distracted from what I'm channeling for this reading. But I don't know. I've never really thought too hard about doing like a live stream where people can just pop in and pay for a question. I think primarily because that's just a lot of energy for me to wrangle. So we've got the Nine of Swords joining the Four of Cups and the Tower in the reverse. This is somebody thinking about taking the easy way out. I could avoid getting yelled at. I could avoid having to hold myself accountable. I could avoid sacrificing some of my ego if I just don't have this conversation. Maybe I don't want to tell somebody they were right. Maybe I don't want to tell somebody I was wrong. Maybe I don't want to talk about how I could have done things better. Like in my head, picturing somebody who's like kicking the rocks on the street as they walk along, hands in their pockets, like, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like it. There's hesitation here, and it's in part because this person hasn't, fully healed from some of the things that they're dealing with. 7 of Pentacles in the reverse, Star in the reverse. The thing is, unless you're willing to enthusiastically sign yourself up for whatever healing you can possibly get that addresses the things that you need to, you're going to not get as far. If you are fully committed to that and trying to be a good steward of your own body, your own mind, then you'll go far. This is somebody who wants to get things without having to do the work. I mean, think about Rocky, the montage. You don't get to be awesome unless you know how to run up a bunch of stairs to music. This person wants all the muscles without going to the gym, I don't know. Are there people who get like plastic surgery to get muscles put in? Because that would be like the general energy here. It's like you got to actually do the work. You got to get rid of the things that are blocking you, and you have to have the conversations that maybe aren't very easy to have. Ace of Wands, Page of Wands in the reverse. In this deck, it's technically rods, but I'm not very mature, you guys, so I try to avoid it. This person is not necessarily being honest with themselves about the opportunity that is presented to them. So, in other words, this Two of Swords, this crossroads that we have, this is what's prompting this person to really think about what they should be doing in a situation. And they don't see it for the opportunity that it is. They're just like, yeah, I know I could do that, but that's not what I want to do with my Saturday night. But what they don't realize is it's not just an opportunity to make things right with somebody that they care about. It's more so this is an opportunity for you to advance individually as well. Hello, Aqua Beauty. Yep, you're right. I love that. Spiritually buff. That's yeah. Should we make t-shirts with that on it? Hello, Divinely Protected. How are you doing? Hello, Leah. So we've got Temperance in the reverse and the Knight of Cups. It's a whole lot of thinking. It's a whole lot of daydreaming. It's a whole lot of, I'm going to write this down, but then I'm never going to say anything. Look, I love you. I got to call people out as, sometimes it's not the other people. If you watch tarot readers that will, every single time tell you that it's somebody else that needs to sit down, think about it, and change, that you're not going to learn from that. And you might be on the other side of the equation. You might be the person that this individual needs to apologize to. But there's somebody here who thinks that they can just kind of sidestep it like it's a puddle. Nah, man, this is like part of your growth. If you don't fix whatever is off kilter here, if you don't address whatever emotional distance has been created by your own actions, then it's not just going to go away. So I feel like there's dreams or music perhaps that's eerily accurate for this person, whoever is being challenged to step forward and actually fix this. They might be hearing lyrics. The Moon card, this talks about dreams, or they might be having dreams that are making it quite clear, you better step up or you're going to have like some karma. There's going to be some things you don't really like. If you think a conversation is bad, wait till you see what I got planned for you. The universe is like, we're not playing around. You got to fix this. And this person feels like they don't know how, or they don't want to know how. King of Rods or King of Wands. Sun. Almost all the cards, as I look at them, have this blue background, right? And then we have this contrast from the fire signs, right? These are both this Aries, Leo. This is a different energy. The first several, these are, I don't know, I don't want to, you can't make me. I'm too busy. I don't want to. Now this person, this is the energy within that same person who's trying to avoid this. They do have this divine masculine within. That's why this King of Wands is here. It's like, we can do this. So there's inner conflict with this person. I want to fix it, but I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'll lose you for good. I don't know if I've, fixed what I need to fix. Seven of Cups in the reverse. Four of Pentacles. It's like this person's making it more comprehensive or substantial in terms of what they would need to apologize for or what they have to discuss with this individual. So with this Four of Pentacles, what I'm seeing is I'm making a mountain out of a molehill. If I just address this, it would be fine. I could just be honest and very clear about what happened. But instead, I'm holding back because I feel like it's going to be awful. And it might actually be making things worse, right? All right, this is the Fairy Lenormand. Hello, Shane. How are you doing? Michael, you're about as mature as I am. Hello, Sky Daddy. How are you doing? Hello, Paul. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it goes, right? Divinely protected. A mountain out of a molehill. The mountain in the Lenormand represents challenges, obstacles. I'm going to tell you a little story. I was in Colorado. I want to say the mountain I'm going to talk about was called Indian Mountain, but I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't too far from Red Rocks, but I was definitely not at Red Rocks. And, you know, parked, started on this hike on a mountain, and almost gave up because it was like, you know, difficult to breathe at some places. You're in the mountains, it's a little bit thinner air, right? And at that time, I didn't live in Tennessee, so I wasn't used to mountain air. I almost gave up. I almost turned around and was like, that's it. And then I decided to keep pushing. And like 5 minutes later, I reached the summit and the view was spectacular. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't breathe for a different reason at that point. It was very spiritual, but also a very visual representation of do not give up, right? So this person has reached that point where I was thinking about turning back. And they don't realize that they're that close to the vista or the goal, the end zone, the checkpoint. Because we have a ring here. And the ring can talk about a romantic relationship. This could say, if you really do stick with it and try to fix this issue, you have a really beautiful relationship that comes out of this. For others of you, this is talking about a soul contract. There's something that this divine masculine needed to learn, and it has to do with their accountability or their ego. And until they get over that hurdle, they're not going to be able to advance in certain ways. It is very much so like a checkpoint. So we have number 10, which is the scythe. And number 34, which is the fish. It's like maybe this person doesn't realize that by accepting responsibility or choosing to heal something that they could just let fall by the wayside, it pays off in dividends, right? This is something that is more than what they can really anticipate at this point because they're not quite a divine masculine. They don't realize how much this actually influences the rest of their life, this Two of Swords moment. But there's good news on the other side. If they decide to let go of whatever this is, I feel like it's dropping some of that ego or that pride and being able to have this conversation that they don't really want to have. Hello there, Asusena. How are you doing? All right, let's get some more tarot. This is the Ghost Tarot. What else do we have? Five of Swords. Hierophant in the reverse, and the Nine of Cups. All right, so I'm going to share with you a little bit of my nerdy side. And I guess I actually did in a short yesterday too. I admit that I was a Trekkie. Super, like, all due respect to people that like Star Wars. I can't really say anything because I haven't really watched much of it. I know I'm awful. But I really do. I've been watching Star Trek since I was like probably 6 or 7 years old. And the other night I was watching The Wrath of Khan. Khan! It's like the most quoted line from a Star Trek movie. And there's talk in this movie about the Kobayashi Maru, which, if I remember correctly, is Japanese for little wooden river. And it's the test that you're supposed to take before you get into the academy or you graduate from the academy or whatever. Please correct me if I'm wrong. It might be like specifically whether or not you can be a captain. But Kirstie Alley's in this movie and she has to take this test. And she finds that Kirk was the only one to really like beat the test, right? Because he didn't really want to lose. And he admits how he addressed the test or how he won a no-win situation. And I feel like he got less out of that test than he should have as a result. This is one of those things where whoever resonates with the about to be divine masculine, you're being tested. This is about whether or not you can admit that it's a no-win situation. And you have to be willing to consider somebody else's perspective. Realize that there has to be a sacrifice made at some point, right? That sometimes it's not neat, clean, easy. It's the fact that it isn't that makes it lifelike. It's the fact that this person maybe doesn't want to do it. That's why they have to do it, right? So with the Nine of Cups, this person gets what they want in a way that they can't fathom because they only see this path. This is how things work for me. But if you're willing to look at things a different way, you get what you want. So which is it? Do you want to feel like you're the biggest badass in the world and be alone? Or do you want to show that you have a little bit of heart here, have a conversation that is difficult, and then get what you want? This person has to understand things differently. Why am I in this test? What am I meant to learn from this? It's not about whether or not you win. It's about how you handle yourself under pressure or in a situation like this. So we have the Eight of Wands and the Devil. All right, so this is actually really cool because this is clarifying the King of Wands and the Sun. Remember those two bright colored cards that we had? This is somebody who's enlightened. This is somebody who realizes, okay, I'm supposed to learn something from this. I'm supposed to realize I need to see something in a different way. This is either a like review of message threads or even just like playing in somebody's mind a little video of how things went down between the two of you. This is somebody who is all of a sudden very focused on the details. They're being honest with themselves. They're saying, you know what, I maybe wanted to blame you, or I wanted to avoid the blame. But if I'm honest with myself, I know I shouldn't have spoken to you that way, or I know I should have told you what was really going on, or I know I shouldn't have omitted that. This is somebody who's willing to take another look at something that they previously were hands off, right? Mm-hmm. Hello, your mom. What a great name. How are you doing? We've got the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse and the King of Swords. Yeah. The whole point of this test, of this situation, is what are you willing to lose? What is the right sacrifice? If you're put in a difficult situation, if you have to choose between your pride and your love, what are you going to choose? This person's being advised sometimes there is no way to avoid a loss. Sometimes there is no way to win. So you have to figure out a way to get through that. And if this is somebody who really felt like they needed to win in an argument or really felt like they were right and then they realized that they weren't, it's not easy, right? For those of you who don't know, in high school, I was voted most likely to be right. Was that what it is? No, most opinionated. What I did, though, the guy who was also voted that, like the male counterpart, he and I had to take pictures for the yearbook. And I made little signs. I made one for him that said, "I'm never wrong." And I made one for me that says, "I'm always right." Anyways, it's not a good look, right? You got to be willing to admit there are times when you're wrong. Shane, are you asking about the email address? I assume you are. It is Gmail. And for those of you, it's my full YouTube channel's name at Gmail. If I don't respond within a matter of, I don't know, 3-4 hours, I would be concerned because generally speaking, I respond pretty quickly. Sometimes it might be more like 8 hours, but gotta sleep sometime. No problem. Hey, Peggy. Good morning. How are you doing? Happy Saturday or Catterday. Yes, exactly. Humility is evidence of integrity. And in parentheses just adds, which is hot. Did I say it right? Maybe I needed to add another W. Michael, my mom says that. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. You all may have already heard me say, I've been wrong before, back in like 1992. It's fun to joke about it, but this person, they had to realize that being infallible is a lonely existence. Being the smartest person in the room sometimes means you're the least liked person in the room. There's always something you can learn from people around you, no matter if they have half your wit or not. To be nose up in the air, I'm smarter than you, and you can't teach me anything is to not live to your fullest, because you could learn something from a 5-year-old. Okay. That's why they made a TV show about it. We've got the 8 of Cups, High Priestess in the reverse, and 7 of Wands. Sorry, 7 of Swords. I don't like that 7 of Swords. This is not very good energy. I walked away. I knew better. I knew that I should have handled things differently, but I didn't want to be honest about what was going on. I wanted to be a little bit of a trickster. What this person doesn't realize is being honest gets them what they want. I used to be, well, I can't really say like I was a shrinking violet or anything, but the Minnesota values that I was raised with somewhat included like declining a beverage from somebody if I was visiting their house, at least the first time, maybe the second time. Not necessarily being honest about what it is that I want or need in a situation. And then I started to travel for work. And offices that I was, selling into would offer me water and I would be parched. And I was like, I don't care if it's polite to decline it. I'm thirsty and I'm going to say I want it. This person was not willing to speak up about something, even though it's something they want. We've got Moon in the reverse. Oh, wait, Death in the reverse. This person's acknowledging that there's unfinished business here. Four of Pentacles again. Okay. I'm telling you, 4 is an important number. All right. So we've got the 4 of Pentacles, the Star, and the Knight of Pentacles. It may have taken me a while. I may have needed to like take a lap, you know? Maybe I needed to sit for a little bit with my thoughts. Maybe I needed to have a few dreams that told me I needed to say something. But I realize now I have to speak or forever hold my peace. Do I want to fix this or not? This person realizes there's not an extended amount of time here for them to be able to achieve this. You in or you out, because like plane's taking off. All right. This is the Cosmic Woman. Wait, yeah. Sometimes I feel like it's the Cosmic Wisdom, but I'm pretty sure it's woman. Hopefully I'm right. Oh, I'm glad you slept in, Peggy. I don't know, I'm weird. Some days I do, and some days I'm like, hello, 6 a.m. What should we do today? It's probably partially because I have birds outside of my window. They kind of sound like a car alarm, and that'll wake up anybody. All right, so we've got Death and 6 of Swords. Death in this situation, I feel, is talking about somebody realizing they have to transform. And then we have the Devil. We had the Devil up here, didn't we? Where was it? Right here. So this is basically admitting I have to let go of what has made me refuse to accept responsibility or hold myself accountable for how things went. Because if I want to stick with that, if I want to avoid becoming a divine masculine, if I want to avoid this conversation or having it in the way that I should, then I'm not really letting go of the things that have been holding me back. Then I'm not really taking the trash out. And it's just going to stink up my kitchen. And that sounds horrible because that's where I make my food. So, I mean, I'm trying really hard to avoid this saying, but it keeps going through my brain. It should get off the pot. The universe is like, look, you got to like reach out and say something, or this window will be closing. King of Swords, 9 of Swords in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands. I love this 8 of Wands card because it really does kind of look like text messages showing up. And 8 of Wands is about communication. So we've got a truth teller who gets some inspiration. 9 of Swords in the reverse. I know I'm uncomfortable, but I've been through a lot before. I can figure this out. Maybe there's somebody that you're able to talk to that gives you good advice. Here's how I would handle the situation. Here's what I would say. Maybe it's just a matter of writing down a letter to this person so you have something to read to them instead of relying on yourself in the moment to be able to be compassionate. There are times where I have written down what I have to say because I didn't want to get off track or come across condescending or rude. I just wanted to communicate my feelings. But we have somebody that is deciding I'm going to take action. I'm going to communicate because I do want to listen to my intuition. The Nine of Pentacles can be about financial security. It can be about independence. But in this situation, this is, I'm going to take action on the things that my intuition has been trying to tell me for weeks or months, maybe for some of you years. But we do have 2 9s in a row, so that's worth calling out. I do feel like for somebody, 998 is important. What else do we have? Six of Pentacles in the reverse and the Three of Pentacles in the reverse with the World. This is somebody saying, I can take the L. I don't have to win every time. The Six of Pentacles in the upright is about gains. Six of Pentacles in the reverse is about losses. I can lose this one, or I can admit my shortcomings, how I handled it wasn't. I don't have to win. I don't have to prioritize my ego, because I know if I do that, I won't get to keep you as my friend, or I won't be able to have you in my life. And this person doesn't feel like that's worth it. With the World, this is, I acknowledge that it's time for me to grow up. It's time for a new chapter. So I'm going to have this conversation. I know it's going to make me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's also going to help me realize what I'm capable of. It's also going to help me improve things with somebody that is important to me. So we have the Page of Cups and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I'm sorry for lying. I'm sorry that I didn't talk to you sooner. I'm sorry that I didn't want to fix things with you just because of my pride, or just because I really wanted to be the one who was right. There was somebody that I couldn't tell you who they are if I wanted to. I think it was maybe the ex-wife of somebody I worked with. But I remember hearing this story, you know, when the divorce was finalized, my ex-wife looked at me and said, I'm so proud. I made it through the entire marriage and I never apologized to you once. Well, you and I consider accomplishments in very different lights. If you're the kind of person who prides yourself on never apologizing to somebody, you stay far, far away from me, because you have the mind of a toddler. Good. I feel better when I acknowledge the things that I have done that were short-sighted or were unfair to other people. There's a burden that gets lifted off my soul. There's somebody that I apologize to who owes me an apology, but I'm not going to let that stop me from apologizing what I feel I did wrong. You know, you got to be willing to put yourself out there if you want other people to do the same. Do you want them to brag about never apologizing? No, probably not. So this is somebody who's acknowledging it's not important enough for me to lose somebody that I care about to prioritize this idea of winning or infallibility. I actually am fallible. I'm human. Sometimes I make the wrong choice, you know? Yeah, it helps, doesn't it, Key Controller? You don't have to do it every time. It's not like we're accepting, you know, an Emmy, but sometimes it helps. Hello there, William. How are you doing today? Hello, Brad. How are you? So we've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the High Priestess. I think this is, intuition is more valuable than anything. And if I don't if I don't prioritize making things right with somebody who's important to me, then I'm not a loyal person. I'm a selfish person at that point. I don't know if that's the words they're using, but with the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, it could be as simple as, I won't be able to keep the friends that are good to me or that are considerate if I can't demonstrate that same energy back to them, right? Hello there, Earth Angel. How are you doing? All right, let's see. This is the Pause Tarot. What else do we have? Eight of Wands in the reverse. Hanged Man. High Priestess in the reverse. Now I think about the situation and my resistance to talking to you about it, and I realize that was foolish. I realize that was immature. I was just trying to avoid admitting what I had done, and I just prolonged the tension or the difficulty between us by not wanting to admit what happened. So this seems like a pretty stark contrast from how they viewed the perception or the situation before. Two of Cups in the reverse and the Page of Pentacles. So I know we've had a falling out, or I know things have been difficult between us, but I want a new start. And I want you to know that if we pursue this new beginning, I'm not going to be obsessed with winning. I'm not going to be opposed to apologizing to you or having conversations with you about what we need to do to keep things copacetic, right? Look at the cute little tattoo artist cat. I love it. Because I'm willing to work on this. That's what our Divine Masculine is saying. And I'm going to call them the Divine Masculine now because there is a shift here. This person has grown up. We have the Page of Swords in the reverse, Seven of Wands in the reverse, and the Emperor in the reverse. This person's going to say, I know that what I said wasn't fair. I know that I was being overly defensive, and I know I was unwilling to yield or to listen to your feelings. Emperor in the reverse. You might be a little taken aback by this person in terms of what they basically admit to or what they say. I did it wrong from somebody who really likes to be told I did it right. So I'm proud of you. Ace of Swords. This is so cool. Good for you. This is somebody who has a changed attitude, a changed perspective. They understand that their rigid way of seeing things before, from your perspective, may have been seen as being selfish or unwilling to see things from someone else's perspective. And they realize now what's more important to me is not winning, but being able to treat you with respect, being able to make you happy. And I don't want to sacrifice that just so I can walk around and be like, but I was right. Isn't that great? I'm always right. Doesn't it mean less if you're always right? Like, you know, I play Scrabble with my mom all the time. And pretty much every time we'll play like 2 or 3 games. And it'll be an even split. Or if it's 3 games, she probably wins twice. I'm just going to be honest. But there are times where I will just obliterate her. And it feels good because she's like the Scrabble pro of the family. but it wouldn't mean as much when I win if I won every single time. You know, it'd be like, oh, good, another time. So I feel like this person's acknowledging that maybe wasn't the most important motivation. Now they're deciding what's more important is to deal with those burdens or those arguments as they come up, because I don't want to invest in something only for it to no longer go forward. They are acknowledging that conversation is the lifeblood of a healthy of a healthy relationship. If I don't open myself up to really letting you know how I'm feeling and also listen to how you're feeling, then we can't have a beautiful relationship. So they're prioritizing this temperance, this idea of serenity or peace, balance. They want to make sure that's how things are from now on, and they acknowledge that they didn't make that easy before. Six of Swords in the reverse. I know it might be a little bit difficult for me, but I don't want to lose you. And if I'm able to change that and communicate better and keep you happy, then that's what I will do. So ownership of the situation, willingness to change, talk through the situation. Oh, why are you asking? Brad, do you see this sign right here? You say witch as if it's a bad thing. Is that what it says? Yeah. Like it's a bad thing. I'm like a good witch. I don't waste my time trying to like piss anyone off or do anything to control people's free will, but you know, just try to put positive energy out there. Yes. What do you mean? If you have a problem with that, that's all right. You can have your own opinion, but I would also point out that I have this cross here because I have gone to church more often than most people. I think prayers are spells and spells are prayers because it's all spoken word. Whatever you want to call it, that's what you're doing. You're trying to use your words to manipulate something. So you just have to make sure that your intent is right. If you have negative intent, that's where I have problem with it. If you're wishing ill on other people, that's a waste of your energy and comes back on you. So praying for somebody else's demise, for example, I would not buy into that. That's not my thing. But yeah, I think a lot of people try to go after semantics and they don't realize it's the same thing. Yeah, exactly. So the most important thing I think we can all do in terms of living a good life is to rid ourselves of the need to wish ill upon others or to try to cause problems for others. Because in my opinion, that's what we're all here for. We're supposed to make the world a better place than it was when we got here. So that's why I tell jokes. Sorry. I'm a serious human with serious ambitions. Yes, exactly. Hello there, Elmer. How are you doing? All right. What else do we need to know? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Knight of Wands. And the Devil in the reverse. See, this is why I said I was proud of you. Don't you just love this deck? This is so cute. Okay, so here's the Knight of Pentacles. Super cute. He's in the reverse. Yes, there was an obstacle. Yes, I had to like learn my lesson. I had to realize that, you know, winning is not the goal. Peace and happiness amongst those that I care about, that is the goal. Look at that Knight of Wands. Tell me that's not the cutest thing ever. Oh. So we have somebody that is taking action, and that action is the conversation that needs to happen because they have been willing to let go of what has held them back. I don't need to be right in every situation. I don't need to fear apologizing. When what's really important to me is that somebody knows that I care about them. Yep, the Hierophant. And what you'll realize is people have, I think, more respect for individuals that hold themselves accountable than those that don't. If you think you're infallible, I'm not going to take you seriously. I'm just not. I mean, there's God and then there's everyone else, right? Hello, Donnie. How are you doing? Oh, that's too bad. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Alicia. How we doing? We've got the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. So there's an offer that's real. Remember, we had the Knight of Cups at the beginning, somebody who was just kind of fanciful, thinking about things, but not really doing anything. And now we have somebody that's saying, I know what I need to do in terms of being loyal or creating some stability here. This is somebody who's not preoccupied with their pride. All right, so let's get an outcome for you. This is the Kipper. What else do we have? Real is ideal. I love that. Oh, Alicia, I know what you mean. It's too cold. I'm not ready to wear like winter coats and stuff right now. All right, what else do we have? So we've got the marriage card. We did have the ring. So for many of you, this could be a serious relationship, or this could be a relationship that gets pretty serious after this person has decided to leverage that divine masculine within them. We have occupation in the reverse. Somebody could have a change in job situation. Or this is somebody realizing what they consider to be a burden or too much effort, they now realize is something they just need to do. It's something that's right. This conversation needs to happen. And then we have child in the reverse, maturity. I see now that I was acting like an 11-year-old, and maybe what I really should be doing is showing you that I understand and I appreciate you. And that's why I want to apologize, right? I'm not going to pretend like nothing happened. Yay. All right, I'm going to leave it there. You all are so awesome. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the jokes. I will see you on the next reading. Hello, upper echelon. Toodles.